Good day everyone, I am Angeline Valdez from BS Ed Science 3. Today, I will share how analytical chemistry is part of our daily life. Many people think chemistry only happens inside laboratories with scientists in white coats, but the truth is, it also happens in our kitchen every single day. One simple example is the way we use salt when we cook our food. So, let me explain how this simple use of salt shows analytical chemistry. So when we cook meals, whether it is soup, fried dishes, or even snacks, we usually add salt to enhance the flavor. This step is not just a random action. It is already a basic form of analysis because we try to put the right amount. Too little or too much makes a big difference in the final dish. Now, let me describe what exactly is being analyzed when we use salt in cooking. In this situation, the ingredient we are analyzing is salt itself. We are not only thinking about flavor, but also about balance. The amount of salt determines if the food is enjoyable, acceptable, or even safe to eat. For example, just a pinch of salt can make soup more delicious, but adding too much can spoil the whole meal. So, the salt becomes the subject of our daily analysis in the kitchen. But why is this so important? Let me explain further. So this is very important for two reasons: taste, and health. For taste, food that has too much salt becomes unpleasant and sometimes impossible to eat. On the other hand, food with too little salt tastes bland and appetizing. For health, salt has an even bigger role. Eating too much salty food over time may raise our blood pressure, damage our kidneys, or increase the risk of heart problems. Meanwhile, controlled and balanced salt intake keeps our bodies healthy while still allowing us to enjoy delicious meals. That is why analytical chemistry, even in a simple kitchen activity, is very valuable. Now, let's look at the scientific side. How do chemists measure salt more accurately? In analytical chemistry, there are actual scientific methods that measure the amount of salt in food or in water. One example is called titration. In this method, a special solution is added drop by drop until the exact amount of salt is calculated. This process is often used in laboratories to check the salt content of food or drinks. But aside from science, how does this affect me personally? For me, knowing about this makes me more aware of how much salt I use when cooking at home. I realized that a simple spoonful can change both the flavor and the health value of a dish. So now, I try to measure salt more carefully, instead of just guessing. I also remind my family to avoid too much salty food like chips or instant noodles. In this way, I can prepare meals that are both tasty and healthy, and I can apply the knowledge of analytical chemistry in a very practical way. In conclusion, we can see that even a simple ingredient like salt shows the importance of analytical chemistry in our everyday lives. From improving the taste of our food to protecting our health, chemistry is always there, even we don't notice it. This proves that chemistry is not only found in laboratories, but also right in our kitchen every time we cook. So, thank you.